So our topic for this session is your partnership operation. Now, in your partnership operation, generally, what we account here are your different transactions of the partnership during the period. So, whatever is the operation of the partnership during the period, we account. So, in the operation of the partnership, of course, we account for the transactions. However, we will not learn the accounting for the transactions here because you have already learned that in your basic accounting. So, one main problem in your partnership operation is the profit or loss allocation. So what is this profit or loss allocation? So when we say profit or loss allocation, we are now to divide the net profit or net loss during the period. So remember the definition of a partnership wherein they have the intention of dividing the profits among themselves. Okay? They have the intention of dividing the profit among themselves. Now, this intention of dividing the profits among themselves means not only profit but also loss. So, when we say partnership of operation, our main focus really is the profit or loss allocation, which now means the division of your net profit or net loss during the period to your partners. So, we divide the profit or loss to your partners. Now, since we are to divide your profit or loss to the partners, how do we divide them? How do we divide them? So, of course, we have here your profit and then we have a loss. We start first with your profit allocation. So how do we allocate your profit? So in allocation for your profit, it depends if there is an agreement or there is no agreement. Okay. Sir, what do we mean by agreement and no agreement? Remember, guys, that in a partnership, it is a contract. It is a contract. So if that is a contract, inside that contract, maybe there is a stipulation or an agreement between the partners to divide the profit or the loss. Yun yung ibig sabihin natin sa agreement. The baka, doon sa partnership contract, andun yung agreement nila. So if there is an agreement regarding the profit, of course, what we do is follow the agreement. So for example, guys, sabi doon sa partnership contract, we have here partners A, B, and C. They will divide profits 30%, 30%, and 40%. So you follow that agreement. You will divide the profit 30, 30, 40. Now, what if there is no agreement? What if there is no agreement? If there is no agreement, you look whether the partner is a capitalist partner or an industrialist partner. Remember, guys, who is a capitalist partner? It is a partner who invested money or property in the partnership. Industrialist is a partner who invested only his or her industry. Okay. So how do we give the profit as to the capitalist? For the capitalist, it is in proportion to the capital contribution. And for the industrialist, it is satisfied, it must be satisfied first before the capitalist, and the share is just and equitable. Just and equitable. So what is that just and equitable? It is the lowest share of a capitalist partner. It is the lowest share of the capitalist partner. So for example, guys, we have here A, B, C. A, B, C, lahat sila capitalist. Lahat sila capitalist. So, kung lahat sila capitalist, for example, 100,000 yung capital ni A, si B, ang capital niya ay 200,000, si C ay 700,000. Ang gagawin natin, in proportion to the capital contribution. In proportion to the capital contribution. So what you do is you get for the total capital contribution, so 1 million, and you get the proportion. So this is 100,000 over 1 million, 200,000 over 1 million, 700,000 over 1 million. Ganun siya, guys. That's how we will divide the profit if there is no agreement as to your capitalist. Now, as to your industrialist, sabi dito, it must be satisfied first before the capitalist. And what is the amount of the share? It is just and equitable according to the circumstance. And what is just and equitable? It is the lowest share of a capitalist partner. It is the lowest share of a capitalist partner. So for example, we have here A, B, and C. So A is a capitalist partner, B is a capitalist partner, and C is industrialist partner. So A provided 400,000 and B provided 100,000. So the total is 500,000. So if ever we will share how whatever is the lowest share, so ang gagawin mo halimbawa total profit is 900,000 pesos. So kunin mo muna yung lowest share. What is the lowest share? Yung share ni B kasi 100,000 na yung capital niya. So 900,000 times 100 over 500,000. So yun yung share niya. So 900,000 times 100 over 500. So 180,000 na yung share niya. Tapos whatever is the remainder, you give it to A and B in proportion to their capital. So for industrialists, it must be satisfied first before the capitalist. What is the amount given? Just and equitable, the lowest share of a capitalist partner. That's for profit. So you look whether there is an agreement or no agreement. Okay. Now, for your loss, again, we look whether there is an agreement or no agreement. If there is an agreement, you follow the agreement. If there is an agreement, you follow the agreement. If there is no agreement as to loss, you look whether it is a capitalist or an industrialist. If that is a capitalist, you follow the profit agreement. Sir, what do we mean by profit agreement? Guys, ganito kasi. Pwedeng profit or loss agreement. What do we mean by profit or loss agreement? It applies both to profit or loss. So whether you have a profit or a loss, you follow that agreement. Or it can be na ang na-agree lang nila ay profit agreement. Kung ang na-agree lang nila ay profit agreement, then you follow that for profit agreement in case there is a profit. How about if there is a loss? If there is no agreement pa din, so may profit agreement, no loss agreement. What is the effect? So punta ka sa loss, di ba? Punta ka sa loss. Tapos, no loss agreement. How do we share it? For capitalists, use the profit agreement. Okay? Ganun siya, guys. So again, you can have several agreements. It can be profit or loss agreement, which applies for profit and loss. It can only be a loss agreement, which applies to your losses. And it can be profit agreement, which applies solely to your profit. Now here, we have a loss. How do we share it? If there is an agreement, you follow the agreement. If there is no agreement, how do we share it? Capitalists, you follow the profit agreement if there is. Sir, what if there is no profit agreement? So you will now divide it based on the capital contribution. So based on the capital contribution. Are we clear? So if there's no agreement as to loss, but there is a profit agreement, we use the profit agreement. If there is no profit agreement and there is no loss agreement, how do we share for your capitalists in case of loss? Use the capital contribution. And you know already how to account for your capital contribution. How about if you are an industrialist partner and there is a loss? There is a loss, you don't have any agreement, you are an industrialist partner. How will we share the loss? The loss share is not given. So no loss share for industrialists. No loss share for industrialists. Okay? Sir, bakit walang loss share si industrialist? Kasi siya na nga yung tumulong dun sa business. Yung industry niya na nga yung ginamit. So, kung magkakaroon ng loss, tignan nyo to. Industry lang siya, di ba? Industry lang siya. May capital ba siya? May capital ba siya? Wala. Zero yan. So, kung may loss, kung bibigyan mo siya ng loss, edi magne-negative yung amount niya. Tama? Edi kawawa naman siya. Ayaw mo naman na mabigyan siya ng negative na balance. Kaya in case there is a loss agreement and there is loss and there is no agreement, for industrialists, how do we treat it? There will be no loss share. No loss share. Okay? Now, we talk about your agreement. We talk about your agreement. So how do we compute using your agreement? How do we compute using your agreement? So normally, these are the different methods in distributing profit or loss. These are the different methods in distributing profit or loss. So the first method is equally. So what if the problem provides that their agreement is equally? So for example, agreement is equally. For example, we have a profit. We have a profit of, let's say, 450,000 and a loss of 450,000. And we have partners A, B, and C. Okay? So if that is an equal contribution or equal distribution, how do we distribute the profit or the loss? Since meron tayong agreement tapos equally siya, edi kunin mo yung equal niyan. 450 divided by 3 is 150,000. So to A, B, and C. How much is the share of A? 150. For B, 150. For C, 150. For loss, how much is the share of A, B, and C? If that is a loss, you divide it again to 3. We have 150,000 loss. So you just share it 150, 150, 150. Nasundan? If that is equally. Now, if there is an arbitrary ratio. Arbitrary ratio. What are these arbitrary ratio? It can be based on a ratio. It can be based on a percentage. It can be based on a ratio or percentage. Pero bibihira to, yung nagsasama na nga yung ratio, may percentage pa. Normally, ratio and a percentage lang yan. So the rule here is, if the ratio or percentage is equal to 100%, whatever is the ratio, you divide it to 100%. Ganun lang. Or you just multiply the profit or loss to the ratio. But if the ratio or percentage is more than 100%, you get the ratio, you divide that to the more than 100%, and you multiply it to your profit or loss. Okay, let's have an example on your arbitrary ratio or arbitrary agreement. So let's say A, B, and C are partners, agreed to share profit or loss using this distribution. 4 is to 3 is to 4 is to 3 is to 3. Okay. So, ano yung share ni A? 4. Ano yung share ni B? 3. Ano yung share ni C? 3. So, ilan yan? That is 10 or 100%. So, pasok siya. Pasok siya. So, ang gagawin natin, if there is a profit of 450,000, if there is a loss of 450,000, how do we share it? So, for your profit, ang gagawin natin, A, B, and C. So, 450, 450, 450, and then we just multiply it to your arbitrary ratio. What is the arbitrary ratio? 40% for A, kasi 4 over 10, 40%. B, 3 over 10 is 30%. C, 3 over 10 is 30%. Kaya ganon. Okay? So, it's either 4 over 10 nyo yan, 3 over 10, or 3 over 10. Pwede naman yan. Or, i-convert nyo na lang siya sa percentage. If that is a loss, same pa rin yan for A, B, and C. So, if we have 450,000 here, A, B, and C, we multiply it to 40%, 30%, and 30, okay? And 30%. So let's compute how much is the share of A, of B, and of C. So we have here 450,000. You multiply it to 40%, 180,000. This is 450,000. You multiply it to 30%, 135,000. 450,000, you multiply it to 30%, still 135,000. Dito naman, since loss siya, ang gagawin mo, i-share mo siyang 180, 135, and 135,000. Ganun yun, guys. Okay? So 180, 135, 135 for profit or for loss. If that is based on the distribution of E ratio, how about if it's percentage? So A, B, C are partners with agreement as to profit or loss, sharing 25%, 40%, and 35%. So, halimbawa, yan yung sharing nila. So, ano yung percentage ni A? 25%. Ni B, 40%. Ni C, 35%. Kunin nyo muna yung total. So, 25 plus 40 plus 35 will give us 100%. So, no problem here. I-multiply mo lang siya directly. So, if ever we have a profit of 450,000, how do we share it? A, B, C. So 450,000 multiplied by 25%, 450,000 multiplied by 40%, 450,000 multiplied by 35%. Okay? So we get 450 times 0.25, we have 112,500. And we have 450 times 0.4, we have 180,000. And then we have 450 times 0.35, we have 157,500. That's how we will share it in case it is in a percentage. Sir, yung sinabi nyo naman kanina, na what if it is more than 100%, pwede ring less than 100%. So you just get the share over the total, you multiply it to the profit or loss. Okay, so for example, A, B, C are partners with agreement as to profit or loss sharing of, let's say, 10%, 30%, and 20%. 10%, 30%, and 20%. So that is, what is the total percentage? 10 plus 30 plus 20, 60%. So how do we compute for the profit sharing? So assuming Our profit is equal to 450,000. So we have here A, B, and C. Now for A, how do we share it? For A, we share it by getting first the share, which is 10%. You divide to the total, which is 60%. You multiply to the profit, which is 450,000. Same as to B. Get the share of 30%. You divide it to the total, 60%. You multiply it to the profit of 450,000. Same to C. You get the share of 20%. You divide it to the total of 60%. You multiply it to the profit of 450,000. So 10 over 60 times 450,000, we have here 75,000. 3 over 60 times 450,000, we have 225,000. 2 over 60 times 450,000, we have 150,000. That's the amount of our sharing. Okay? So in case, guys, that it is not 100%, it is more than or less than 100%, you get the share over the total. How about if it's more than naman? ABC are partners with agreement as to profit or loss sharing of 70, 30, 50. 70, 30, 50. So if we have profit of 450,000, how do we share it? We have A, B, and C. We have A, B, and C. So A, B, and C. So first, we get for the total. 70 plus 30 plus 50 will give us 150. So for A, we have 70 over 150. For B, we have 30 over 150. For C, we have 50 over 150. We multiply that to the amount of 450,000. Okay? So 70 over 150 times 450,000 will give us 210,000. 30 over 150 times 450,000, 90,000. 50 over 150 times 450,000, 150,000. Total of 450. Ganun naman yung gagawin natin, okay? Arbitrary ratio or arbitrary percentage. Arbitrary ratio or arbitrary percentage. Next, using your capital ratio. Another sharing is your capital ratio. Number 3 pa lang tayo, no? Capital ratio. So how do we share using your capital contributions or capital ratio? So for capital ratio, we have the following. It can be weighted average, weighted average. We also have your simple average. We also have your original. And then we have your beginning capital. Beginning capital. Okay. So beginning capital. So original, weighted, simple, original, or beginning. So pagka sinabing capital ratio siya, guys, pwedeng weighted average yan, pwedeng simple average yan, pwedeng original, pwedeng beginning. Pagka capital ratio. Okay. So how do we share based on these items? How do we share based on these items? We have weighted average, simple average, original, and beginning. So first, of course, we need to compute for your weighted average. For weighted average. For simple average, this is equal to your beginning plus your ending capital divided by 2. Your original, this is the amount of your initial contribution. For beginning, that is your beginning capital for the period. Okay, let's have an example. So we have here A, B, C. So these are the original contributions of A, B, and C. Let's say 300,000, 400,000, and 300,000. And then for the year, we have the following. So we have here A, B, and C. So the beginning, January 1 of A, January 1 of B, and January 1 of C. So let's say the January 1 of A is 280, 470, and then, wait, para hindi tayo magbutal-butal, 250. Okay, so those are the beginning capital of A, B, and C. Tapos, we have here your different investments. So let's say nag-invest siya no April 1. Ito naman is no July 1. Tapos ito December 1. Okay. So nung April 1, nagdagdag si A ng 40,000. Si B naman nagdagdag ng 80,000. Si C naman nag-withdraw ng 50,000. Tapos 8-1 nagbawas si A ng 90,000. Tapos 10-1 nagdagdag uli si B ng 50,000. Okay. So for us to properly understand this, we need to know first how to compute for your weighted, simple, original, and beginning. Pwede pa palang ending, guys. Pwede pa palang ending. Ba't nakalimutan ko yan? Actually, the mnemonics here is wasobe. Wasobe. Wa is for weighted average. So, S is for simple average. O is for original. B is for beginning. And E for ending. Wasobe. In case of capital ratio. Sir, if silent, anong gagamitin namin? Weighted average. Sir, pag hindi mako-compute yung weighted average, simple average. Sir, pag wala yung weighted, simple, original, capital contribution. And then beginning and ending. Ganun siya, guys. But, pwede naman na sabihin ng problem na weighted lang siya. Kaya nga, ang ginagawa natin, i-discuss natin lahat yung types of capital ratio. So first, on your weighted average. So for your weighted average, we need to look for the changes on your capital as to your beginning and as to your ending. As to the beginning and as to the ending. So to compute for your average, so let's compute for your weighted average. We have your A, B, and C. So we have your January 1, we have 280,000. We just multiply it to the months outstanding. Months outstanding. So from January 1 to December 31, how many months? 12 months. And then we have 40,000. Sir, what is months outstanding again? You count from the date of the investment or withdrawal until year end. Until year end. Okay? So we have here 40,000, guys. 40,000. How many months from April 1 to December 31? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 9 months. So 9 over 12. 8-1. That is negative 90,000. 8-1 to the year end. Sabi natin, count from the date of investment or withdrawal until year end. Okay. So 8-1. 8-1 until December 31. So August, September, October, November, December. 5 months. So this will be 5 over 12. Ganun yan. Tapos, kukunin mo na yung amount niya. So 280,000 times 12 over 12 is, of course, 280. 40,000 times 9 over 12 will give us 30,000. So next, negative 90,000 times 5 over 12 will give us 37,500. So what is the weighted average? 280,000 plus 30,000 plus 37,500 will give us 272,500. Okay, how to compute for your weighted average? Using months outstanding, you count from the date of the investment or withdrawal until year end. So here we have January 1. From January 1 to December 31, how many months? 12 months. We have April 1. April 1 until December 31. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 9 months. Kaya 9 over 12. Next, we have 8-1. We have 90,000 times 5 over 12. Why 5 over 12? August, September, October, November, December. 5 months. Kaya 5 over 12. Okay? Gawin naman natin yung kay B. Kay B, January 1. 470,000. How many months? Of course, that is 12. Kasi nga, January to December is 12 months. July 1, 80,000. So, July, August, September, October, November, December, how many months? 6 months. And then, we have your 10-1, 50,000. So, times 3 over 12. Why 3? October, November, December. 3 months. 10 is October. So October, November, December, 3 months. So we get the amount. 80,000 times 6 over 12 is 40,000. Next, 50,000 times 3 over 12 is 12,500. So 470,000 plus 40,000 plus 12,500, we have 522,500 as your weighted average. Nasundan? For letter C, dalawa lang naman dito, January 1 at saka December 1. So 250,000 multiplied by 12 over 12, this will give us 250,000. And then December 1, negative 50,000 times 1 over 12. Why 1 over 12? December 1 to December 31, 1 month. So 50,000 times 1 over 12 will give us, may point, 4,166.67. So we will get na lang 4,167. I guess palitan natin to, wag na lang 12,1 para mas madali. 10,1 na lang, 10,1. Para hindi tayo mag-point. So 10,1, negative 50,000. 10,1 until December is 3 months. So 3 over 12. 50,000 times 3 over 12 is 12,500. So how much? 250,000 less 12,500 is 237,500. Okay? So we're done computing for your weighted average. So how do we distribute using your weighted average? So using weighted average, ang gagawin mo, your profit or loss multiplied by the partner's weighted average divided by your total weighted average. So we have here A, B, and C. What is the average of A? The average of A is 272,500. For B, the average is 522,500. For C, the average is 237,500. So we get the total. 237,500 plus 522,500 plus 272,500. We have here 1,032,500. So if the profit is 450,000, how do we share it? So we have your A, we have your B, and we have your C. So the profit or loss we get first, 450,000. We multiply to the partner's weighted average. So for A, the weighted average is 272,500. We divide to the total weighted average of 1,032,500. How about for B? How about for B? We get first the amount of the weighted average of B, that is 522,500, divided by the total of 1,032,500. And for C, we get again the weighted average of C, which is 237,500. We divide to the total, which is 1,032,500. And then, ayan na siya. So 272,500 divided by 1,032,500 times 450,000. So we have here 118,765.13. Next, 522,500 divided by 1,032,500 multiplied by 450,000, we will get 2 million, and 227 na pala. 227,723.97. Next, we have 237,500 divided by 1,032,500 multiplied by 450,000. So we have 103,510.90. Okay, so we total this one. 103,510.90 plus 227,723.97 plus 118,765.13. So our total here is 450,000. So, yeah. So it is properly allocated. It is properly allocated. So, pansinin ninyo anong ginamit natin? Months outstanding. Okay. Another method to compute for your weighted average, we have your months unchanged. So for your months unchanged, you get for the balance of the capital multiplied by the months unchanged. You get for the balance of the capital, you multiply it to your months unchanged. What is this months unchanged? From the time the capital balance exists until such time it was changed. Okay? So from the time the capital balance exists until such time it was changed. Okay, let's just copy our example so that we can really compute it again. Okay. So, ito yung ating example kanina, di ba? Same pa rin siya. So, let's compute for the weighted average capital using the months unchanged. So, how do we compute? Balance of the capital multiplied by the months unchanged. So, we have here A, we have here B, and we have here C. Remove natin si B. Okay. So, for A, we have here January 1, 280,000. Tama? January 1 yan. Tapos, nung April 1, ano nangyari? There is an investment of 40,000. Investment of 40,000. So, 280 plus 40, we have here 320. Sir, ba't natin pinag-add? Kasi sa months and change, kailangan mong kunin yung balance of the capital. So, if there is an additional investment, you need to add it. If there is a withdrawal, you need to deduct it. Okay? And then August 1. On August 1, we have a reduction of 90. So 280 plus 40 less 90, what is our balance? 230,000. So 280 plus 40 less 90, 230,000. And then we get now, after we compute for the balance of the capital, what's the next step? You compute for the months and change. What is the months unchanged? It is from the time the capital balance exists until such time it was changed. So here we have January 1, it existed until April 1. So January 1 to April 1 yung time niya. Okay? Kailan siya nagbago? April 1. So January 1, nag-exist siya, nagbago nung April 1. So you count from January 1 to April 1. January, February, March. 3 months lang. Diba? January 1 to April 1, 3 months lang yan. So this is 3 over 12. Next, 320,000 pesos. That's from April 1 to August 1. April, May, June, July. 4 months. 4 months. So 4 over 12. Next, we have your August 1 until the end of the year. So August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. Okay? So 280,000 times 3 over 12 will give us 70,000. And then we have 320,000 times 4 over 12, we have 106,666.67. And then we have 230,000 times 4 over 12, we have 76,666.67. Okay? So 280 times 3 over 12, we multiply it 70. 320 times 4 over 12, we multiply it. We have 106,666.67. 230 times 5 over 12, we have 95,000 pala to. 95,833.33. Okay. I-add na natin. 95,833.33 plus 106,666.67 plus 70,000, you will get 272,500. Ayan siya. Check natin. Check natin, guys. Magkano yung na-compute natin kanina dito? Andito siya. Ayan. Kay A, 272,500. Pagdating dito, 272,500 pa rin. So, either way, guys, pareho lang yung makukuha natin. Magkaiba lang yung method. Why am I presenting this one? Para alam ninyo mag-compute kung ano man yung method na gusto ninyo or mas madali sa inyo. Whether it is weighted average using months outstanding or weighted average using months and change. Clear? That's for A. We do it for B. So January 1 for B is 470,000. Tapos, nagbago siya nung July 1. Nagkaroon ng investment na 80. 470 plus 80, we have 550,000. And then, nagbago na naman nung October 1. Nag-invest ulit siya ng 50. 470 plus 80 plus 50, what is now the balance? 600,000. And then, we multiply it to the months unchanged. So the months unchanged of B, it is from the time the capital balance exists, January 1, until such time it was changed. So January 1 to July 1, how many months? 6 over 12. January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay? Until June 30, 6 months. Now, July 1 to October 1. July, August, September, 3 months. And then, for October to December, this is again 3 months. Okay, let's compute. 470,000 times 6 over 12 will give us 235,000. Next, 550,000 times 3 over 12 will give us 137,500. And then for October 1, we have 600,000 times 3 over 12, 15,000. But 15,000 lang. Wait. 600,000 times 3, 600,000 times 3 over 12, 150. Okay? So we get the total. 150,000 plus 235,000 plus 137,500, we have 522,500. Okay? That's for B. So we move these items. Sorry. Okay, so we just move some of these items para magkasya. Ayan. Okay, so 522,500 for B. Let's go for C. January 1, 250,000. It was changed on October 1. So 250 less 50, 200,000. So January 1 to October 1, how many months? 9 over 12. Next, 200,000 for October 1 till December 31, 3 over 12. So 250,000 times 9 over 12 is 187,500. And then 200,000 times 3 over 12 is 50,000. So this will give us 237,500. Okay? So we got 522, 237. So let's check. Magkano yung nakuha natin kay B? 522,500, 522,500. Kay C, 237,500, 237,500. Ayan siya. Ayan. Di ba? So, 272 kanina, nakuha rin natin dyan. 522 kanina, 522 din dito. 237 dun sa una, 237 din dito. So, ano, magkaiba lang yung method natin, di ba? Ano yung method natin kanina? Months outstanding. Ngayon naman, months unchanged. Ngayon naman ay months unchanged. Okay? So, I hope we are clear here in your weighted average. And how do we apply your weighted average? You apply it this way. So we get for the profit or loss, and then we multiply it to your partner's weighted average divided by your total weighted average. So, eto na siya. Ito yung kabuuan niyan. Okay? Weighted average. How about simple average? How about a simple average? So let's just paste our example a while back. So this is our example kanina. So for the year, we have this one. So for your simple average, you just need to get for the beginning capital plus ending capital divided by your 2 as a fixed amount. So what is the beginning capital? This is the January 1 balance normally. Ending capital is the December 31 balance. So our problem here is we don't have a December 31 balance. So let's compute for our December 31 balance. Let's compute for the December 31 balance of each. 280 plus 40 less 90. So we have December 31 of 230,000. For B, 470 plus 80 plus 50, we have here 600,000. For C, 250,000 less 50,000, we have 200,000. Okay. Now, what we do is we get for the beginning capital of each partner. So what is the beginning capital of A? 280,000. For B, 470,000. For C, 250,000. We add the ending capital for A, 230,000. For B, 600,000. For C, 200,000. And then after we get that, we divide it to 2. So what is the simple average capital of each partner? So let's compute for A. 280 plus 230 divided by 2 is 255,000. For B, we have 470,000 plus 600,000 divided by 2, 200, 470 plus 600,000 divided by 2, 535,000. For C, we have 250,000 plus 200,000 divided by 2, 225,000. So 255 plus 535 plus 225,000 will give us 1,015,000. 1,015,000. Okay. Now, how do we share the profit? So assuming we have a profit of 450,000. How to share using simple average. So using simple average, we get for the partner's simple average divided by your total simple average capital multiplied by the profit or loss. Okay, so we have here A, B, and C. What is the simple average of A? 255,000. What is the total simple average? 1,015,000. We multiply it to 450,000. For B, what is the simple average of B? 535,000. We divide it to 1,015,000 multiplied by 450,000. For C, what is the simple average of C? 225,000 divided by 1,015,000 multiplied by 450,000. Okay? So, ganun yung gagawin natin. So, 255 divided by 1,015,000 multiplied by 450,000. We have here 113,054.19. For B, 535,000 divided by 1,015,000 times 450,000, we have 237,192.19. Next, we have 225,000 divided by 1,015,000 times 450,000, we have 99,753.70. Okay? So 99,753.70 plus 237,192.19 plus 113,054.19. We have here 450,000. Okay? Simple average. Mas madali to. Kunin mo lang yung beginning at saka yung ending, i-divide mo by 2. Tapos kukunin natin yung total, yun yung pag-share natin. Okay? Simple average. Next, we have your original capital. So original capital. So how do we compute for your original capital? So let's paste our example a while back. So here is our example. So based dyan sa example na yan, given naman na yung original capital natin. So si A may 300,000, si B may 400, si C may 300. So how do we share? How to share? So we get first for the partners original capital divided by your total original capital multiplied by the profit or loss. Okay, so we have here A, B, and C. What is the original capital of A? 300,000. For B, 400,000. For C, 300,000. Okay, we get the total. We have here 1 million. So if the profit is 450,000, we will allocate it to A, B, and C. So partner's original capital is 300 for A, for B, 400, for C, 300. You divide it to the total original capital of 1 million. Okay? And then we multiply it to the profit, which is 450,000. Okay? So 3 over 1 million times 450,000, we have 135,000. For B, 400,000 over 1 million times 450,000, we have 180. This one is still 135,000. So total of 450,000. That's for our original capital. So we're done with 3 items: weighted average, simple, and original. We go naman with our beginning. Madali na lang tong tatlo beginning at saka ending. So for beginning, we get again our example. So here is our example. So for a beginning, you just get the beginning capital divided by your total beginning capital times profit or loss. Okay. So for A, for A, B, and C, A, what is the beginning capital of A? Andito, 280. For B, 470. For C, 250. Get the total. 280,000 plus 470,000 plus 250,000, we have 1 million. So if the profit is equal to 450,000, how do we allocate? A, B, and C. So 280, 470, and 250 divided by 1 million, we multiply it to 450,000. So we get for the amount 126,000 for A, for B, 211,500 for C, 112,500. So let's get the total. 112,500 plus 211,500 plus 126,000, 450,000. 450,000. Okay? Beginning. Mas madali to. Kunin mo lang yung beginning. Tapos, yun na siya. How about ending? For ending, sa inyo na to, kayang-kaya nyo to. Kunin nyo lang yung ending capital. You divide it to your total ending capital multiplied by your profit or loss. Ganyan yung gagawin ninyo. So, kanino naman na-compute na natin yung ending capital? So, you just need to allocate it. You just need to allocate it. Okay? So, I think we need to end our session in this particular topic. For next session, we will discuss for your salaries, interest, and bonus, plus the combination of the profit sharing agreements. So may salaries, interest, and bonus na. Meron pa tayong either ratio based on arbitrary agreement or pwede ring through capital. Ganun. So meron na to, meron pa to. Ganun. So i-discuss natin yan next meeting. Okay? So for now, we just finish the general distribution of your profit, which are your capital contribution, WASOBE. We talk about your ratio or percentage, whether it is less than or equal to 100% or more than 100%. And then we also talk about your equal distribution. So I think we end our session there. For next meeting, we continue, especially with this item, salaries, interest, and bonus. Salaries, interest, and bonus. So these are called arbitrary allocation. Okay?